Hello, everyone, and welcome to Littlefield live streaming. Tonight we have pop culture trivia, the best worst movies. Now, please welcome your host, Rob.
Hey, everyone. Oh, hi, doggy. Welcome to Pop Culture Trivia. It's Wednesday night. We are back. It's 7 o'clock. Maybe you're still clapping. There's some people have decided they're done clapping at 7. Maybe you're still clapping. That's cool. We're here. We've got you covered. Come hang out with us. We're here for an hour. We've got 5 mini rounds of questions, loosely based on a theme. Tonight's theme, as you can see, the best worst movies. So start thinking about the best worst movies you got. Of course, we are filibustering just a little bit while people get ready, while they get acquainted to what's going on tonight. I'm going to take this little pup right here. I'm going to move him off the desk. He is terrified. It's good for a joke, though. Anyway, it's Wednesday night, like I said. We are here, Littlefield, NYC. That's how you probably got here. I appreciate that you're here. I know the staff of Littlefield appreciates that you're here. I'm here, not at Littlefield today, not at Park Life today, but at an undisclosed location somewhere in New York City. So we're going to get started in just a bit. What you've got time to do is you've got your time to fix yourself a drink. You've got time. Maybe you went to Park Life before we started here tonight. Maybe you've got a margarita. Maybe you've got some tacos. Maybe you've got some guac, some queso, whatever you might have. But, you know, if not, that's cool. Grab yourself a drink. Maybe grab yourself some food. Get yourself ready. Get in the mind space. You know, you're sitting in the chair that you've been sitting in all day, but now you're sitting in that chair with a drink in hand. So here we go. We're going to get started with trivia in just a moment. Once again, it's the best worst movies. Usually on a Wednesday night, a beautiful, warm Wednesday night like this, we'd be in the back room, at the back area at Park Life. The trellis would be open. It'd be a warm night. You'd be grabbing yourself drinks, snacks, saying hello to your friends, thinking of some good team names. But instead, we're here, and we'll be here as long as we can, and as long as we have to be here. But as soon as we can, we will meet you at Park Life on Wednesday night for a movie and for trivia just as soon as we can. But until then, here we are. I want to start, as I do every single Wednesday that we're doing this, and talk about Save Our Stages. Tickets to donations for tonight's trivia are benefiting the staff of Littlefield and charity. We at Littlefield and Park Life have launched curbside pickup at Park Life. You can enjoy tacos and margarita pitchers, like I was talking about earlier, while you're watching Littlefield stream at home. Thank you for supporting the hospitality industry. That comes from me, that comes from Littlefield. If you'd like to donate a little bit more than you have already tonight, or if you haven't tonight, that's fine too. You can contribute. There is a GoFundMe campaign that you can click on. It's at the top of the answer sheet when I give you the link for that in just a bit. There's also, you can buy gift cards for live shows at Littlefield. You can buy gift cards for food and drinks at Park Life. Littlefield is, of course, a proud member of the National Independent Venue Association, and want you to know that you should be supporting local venues like Littlefield. Of course, Littlefield, Gowanus, New York City, Brooklyn. But tonight, wherever you are, we're glad that you're here. Thank you from wherever you are. Say hello to us in the chat room, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's right in the Zoom chat right there. I'm staring at the Zoom chat right there. Or wherever you may be tonight, if you're on Facebook, wherever you're watching. Drop a hello in the chat. Say where you're from. Give a hi. And once again, I just want to highlight the beautiful, the margarita pitchers, and this is some queso, this is some shredded meat and some guacamole and chips from Park Life. Not long ago, I grabbed myself some of these margaritas from Park Life, and I will tell you, I had a great time drinking that margarita, I will say. On a hot day, on a warm day, when you want to relax, there is nothing greater than that margarita. I want to say I see in the Zoom chat, hello to Jared from Brooklyn, settling in, ready to play. Speaking of playing, the rules. Rules are fairly simple. Rule number 1, do not cheat. Of course, you may be tempted, if you don't know the answer, to ask your digital assistant if they know quickly, or to to type it out on another device, maybe call a friend, ask them if they know. We ask that you don't cheat. You know what? If you could call a friend and ask, that's fine. I'll allow that. But otherwise, it's the honor system here. Your enjoyment is encouraged, of course. Say hello in the chat. We've covered that. Hello to the Crowaning in Gowanus. I see you in the Zoom chat. Thank you for being here. Have fun tonight. The best score and the best team name will win prizes. You will win tickets to a future show at Littlefield. Also want to say hello to Anna from Brooklyn as well. See you in the chat. You can win tickets to Littlefield by either having the highest score, and I think tonight's questions are relatively simple. We'll see. I don't want to say that it's easy and have it be difficult. I'm not sure. I wrote all of them myself, so I know the answers. But let's say you don't do well. Oh, the COVID bunker in New Jersey. Saying hello to Adam in the COVID bunker. All right. You don't even need protesters at the door. Anyone's allowed in a bunker at any time that you want. And of course, I want to thank the Littlefield staff for help making this happen for me. And they want to thank you for coming by and saying hello. It's fairly straightforward. We've got 5 rounds, 3 questions per round. The question is, you must be thinking, how do I answer these questions? Well, boom, here we go. So there's a few different ways we can do this. One of the ways is if you have 2 devices, or if you are on a computer and you have multiple windows, you can open up this link, bit.ly/PCT007. It needs to be all caps, PCT007. You can answer the questions in the Google form that we've got, and you can play along. You can, if you've only got 1 device, that's cool too. You can write your answers down. It's all A, B, C, or D. No need to get terribly fancy here. And then at the end of the 15 questions, I'll absolutely give you enough time to go back and to be able to fill in all those answers. So we'll give it hello to Danielle from East Hampton. East Hampton all the way. Danielle, are you in East Hampton all the time, or are you just there because it's warm right now? Big question. Anyway, so once again, you could do that. You can do whatever it is that you want. Danielle's hiding from New York City out at East Hampton. Danielle, we all expect an invite once you're allowed to have people over. East Hampton's beautiful this time of year. Anyway, so that is how to play. I'll give you enough time. You'll see this link all the way throughout this whole show, right at the bottom of the screen. So don't you worry. All right? The question is everyone ready to start? We're about 10 minutes in. I want to say hello to anyone watching on YouTube after the fact. You're real troopers to sit and watch 10 minutes of introduction before playing. Want to say hello to Corey and Darcy in Borum Hill. All right, we got a team going on. Corey and Darcy, Borum Hill. 2 minds better than 1. We will see. We're going to head into round number 1. Round number 1. Each round has a theme. The theme to round 1 in the best worst movies. What else could you start with aside from The Room? So, take a little sip of my drink. Let me know what you're drinking tonight if you are in the old chat rooms. Anyway, The Room, round 1. Are we ready to start trivia tonight? Boom. Let's all start trivia. I don't have to wait for an answer. It's normally on a Wednesday I'd be like, "Hey, is everyone ready?" And I'd get like a little nod from people, or I'd see people going to the bathroom or the bar or to go get food at Park Life. But nope. We're all home. Let's get started. It's round 1. It's to answer the question in the chat, you answer in the Google Sheet. I should say the equivalent of don't yell out the answer is don't put your answers in the chat room. The Google Sheet, I will be able to get all the answers pretty quickly at the very end of the game. Say hello to Jesse Rifkin, I see, in the chat on YouTube. How's it going? Google Sheet, Jasmine is asking. Google Sheet you can get at bit.ly/PCT, all uppercase 007. There should be a link in the chat, or one of the folks from Littlefield will drop in the link to the chat very soon. And here we go. Question number 1. Question number 1. Tommy Wiseau claims to be heavily influenced by this specific movie, which stars James Dean, And he says that he got the famous line, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa," from that movie. I don't want to pretend that I can do the Tommy Wiseau delivery on that one, but was the movie that heavily influenced Tommy Wiseau A, East of Eden, B, Rebel Without a Cause, C, Streetcar Named Desire, or D, On the Waterfront? Question is, which movie heavily influenced Tommy Wiseau? You know, it's not as if you could see the influence of one of these movies in the room, but he claims it. So who am I? Who am I, a simple man hosting trivia, to question the great Tommy Wiseau here? One more time, I just also want to say hello to Deborah in the YouTube chat. How's it going, Deborah? Question number one more time. Tommy Wiseau claims to be heavily influenced by this movie. I am only slightly influenced by this beer. He claims to be heavily influenced by this movie starring James Dean, which he also says he got the famous line, "You are tearing me apart, Lisa." Was that movie A, East of Eden, B, Rebel Without a Cause, C, Streetcar Named Desire, or D, On the Waterfront? I'm giving you time to answer the question. That's what's going on right now. Thinking about it. In case it's not happening right now, but in case it does happen later, when I type to this up, the E key on my keyboard is starting to go. So if you see a missing E, it's that's the reason. Not because I'm a terrible typer, which I also am. All right, let's move on to question number two. Question number two. "Oh, hi, doggy" is an improvised line in the movie. It's so great that we have so much information about this film, where Tommy Wiseau gives a dog a little pet. These quote-unquote social and gentle companion dogs date back to the Song Dynasty in China. They remain popular today, and you can see one of these dogs with a role in the original movie Men in Black. What breed of dog does Tommy pet? Is it A, the Corgi, B, the Chow Chow, C, the Pug, or D, the Golden Retriever? Question number two, one more time. "Oh, hi, doggy" is an improvised line in the movie where Tommy Wiseau gives a little dog a little pet. These quote-unquote social and gentle companion dogs, speaking of the breed, dates back to the Song Dynasty in China. They remain popular today, with one of these dogs having a role in the original Men in Black movie. What breed of dog does Tommy pet? Is it A, a Corgi, B, a Chow Chow, C, a Pug, or D, a Golden Retriever? Maybe you're writing down your answer. Maybe you already know it. Maybe you've written it down. Maybe you've pressed the little button. You know which one it is. You're taking a moment. We're all taking a moment. That's why we're all here, 7 to 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights. Great time to relax. Midweek, right? But you can do whatever you want with the end of your night. Go up to your roof if you have access. Go out to the street if you can. Maybe you're waiting for delivery. That's cool. And maybe you're just waiting to go to bed too. Maybe you wake up real early. I don't know. Could be anything. Anyway, glad that you're here. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's move on to question number three. Question number three. The Room was never nominated for a Golden Globe Award, but 2017's The Disaster Artist was nominated for Best Picture in the Music or Comedy category. It lost to this movie, which was Greta Gerwig's solo directorial debut. Was that movie A, Nights and Weekends, B, Little Women, C, Lady Bird, or D, Glitter? What was Greta Gerwig's solo directorial debut that won the Golden Globe that year? The Room was never nominated for a Golden Globe Award, sadly, but 2017's The Disaster Artist was nominated for Best Motion Picture in the Music or Comedy category. It lost to this movie, which was Greta Gerwig's solo directorial debut. Was that movie A, Nights and Weekends, B, Little Women, C, Lady Bird, or D, Glitter? Who knows? I mean, you probably do. We'll see. Tonight, because I just abrupt change. Tonight, Pop Culture Trivia is co-presented by the Skint. Free and cheap New York every day. That goes for if we are able to go outside and do whatever we like, or if we are instructed to stay inside. Of course, we are out of pause. We're out of pause, finally. Here we are, phase 1 in New York City. Phase 1 where technically nothing has changed for bars and restaurants or venues. But, if you're in construction or manufacturing or retail, we're back in business. But, you've always been able to go and get drinks and food picked up at Park Life. So, but we'll see. Phase 1 right now, theskint.com, every week, what to do at home or outside of home, the great outer space. So if you want to subscribe, you can head to theskint.com, or you can also, at the end of the answer sheet, there is an option you can check and you can subscribe. You'll say that you want to subscribe to the Skint right there. Let's head on to round number 2. Round number 2, Crossroads, the Britney Spears vehicle of 2002. A favorite for, I'm sure, some people. Some people must love this movie. One of those people ended up being one of the Avengers. Anyway, that's not one of the questions, but I just realized that. In 2002, Britney Spears starred in Crossroads. It was written and directed by someone who went on to create a medical drama show with over 300 episodes. Who wrote the movie Crossroads? Was it A, Vince Gilligan, B, Shonda Rhimes, C, Genji Cohen, or D, Norman Lear? Who wrote Crossroads? Someone had to write it, So who did? They went on to start a little bit of a TV empire. One more time, question number 4. The 2002 Britney Spears starring movie, I wrote that a little weird. The 2002 movie starring Britney Spears, Crossroads, was written by someone who went on to create a medical drama show with over 300 episodes. Who wrote the movie Crossroads? Was it A, Vince Gilligan? Was it B, Shonda Rhimes? Was it C, Genji Cohen? Or was it D, Norman Lear? Whose TV empire might say, cross paths with Crossroads? All right, that was question number 4. Question number 5. Question number 5, Crossroads was the film debut of Britney Spears in a starring role, but it wasn't her first foray into film. She appeared in the 2001 movie The Long Shot as a flight attendant. Also in that movie was this future star playing a mugger who eventually became Hollywood's highest paid actor in 2018 and 2019. You might know him by his name or his much more simple moniker. Who was it? Was it A, Tom Cruise? Was it B, George Clooney? Was it C, Dwayne Johnson? Or was it D, Chris Hemsworth? Who was in The Long Shot alongside Britney Spears? Played a mugger. One more time, question number 5. Crossroads was the film debut of Britney Spears in a starring role, but it was not her first foray into film. She appeared in the 2001 movie The Long Shot as a flight attendant. Also in that movie was this future star who played a mugger. This future star was Hollywood's highest paid actor in 2018 and 2019. You might know him by his normal name or his much more simple moniker. Who was it? Was it A, Tom Cruise, B, George Clooney, C, Dwayne Johnson, or D, Chris Hemsworth? The highest paid actor in Hollywood. That was question number 5. We are rolling on to question number 6. We are burning through these questions tonight. Question number 6. Brittany, or in the movie, the character's name was Lucy. Lucy's father in the movie is played by this man, who is one of the co-founders of Crystal Head Vodka, the quadruple distilled and 7 times filtered vodka. Who played Lucy's father? Was it A, Sean Combs? Was it B, Danny DeVito? Was it C, Bruce Willis? Or was it D, Dan Aykroyd? Who played Lucy's father in Crossroads? Also happens to be the man behind Crystal Head Vodka. I believe three of the last 7 times that it's distilled or that it's filtered is through what's known as Herkimer diamonds. And the great thing about Herkimer diamonds is that they are shiny rocks that look like diamonds that are from Herkimer, New York, and not actual diamonds. So that is a little extra piece of trivia you can learn tonight, in addition to who played Lucy's father. Brittany/Lucy's father in Crossroads is played by this man, who's also one of the co-founders of Crystal Head Vodka, the quadruple distilled and 7 times filtered vodka. Question is, who played Lucy's father? Was it A, Sean Combs, B, Danny DeVito, C, Bruce Willis, or D, Dan Aykroyd? It is true. If you go to Herkimer, New York, you can go mine for Herkimer diamonds. Until you know that it's not actual diamonds, it sounds impressive. That was question number 6, and also brings an end to the Crossroads round. Let's move on to the next round, but before we do, Pop Culture Trivia is also co-presented by The Briefly, the one email you need to stay on top of New York City news. One email every day. Today's edition, an actual piece of good news for New York City, which is the case. On Sunday, the positive rate for COVID tests in New York City was 1%, and that's all. Much different than the peak that we had of 71%. So, we keep on this trajectory. Phase 1 started June 8th. There is a chance Phase 2 starts June 22nd. Anyway, that is The Briefly. You can sign up for The Briefly at thebriefly.com, or you can, once again, check the little box at the end of the answer sheet. We're going to move on to round 3. Round 3, or what I would like to call round 3-ly, the Gigli round, the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez disaster. So bad. Like sometimes it's so bad, it's good. It's so monumentally bad that it's just, it's chef's kiss, beautiful. Anyway, let's move on to question number 7. Question number 7, Gigli wasn't the only movie that attempted to cash in on the Ben Affleck/Jennifer Lopez relationship. There was another movie that featured the couple, but after Gigli bombed as hard as it did, the movie was rewritten and Jennifer Lopez's role was greatly reduced. Was that movie A, Jersey Girl, B, Monster-in-Law, C, Surviving Christmas, or D, Daredevil? What movie had to be retooled after Gigli bombed so hard at the box office? Question number 7, one more time. Gigli wasn't the only movie that attempted to cash in on the Bennifer. Well, Bennifer, I think, is the other Jennifer, whose name is escaping me at the moment. But wasn't the only movie that attempted to cash in on the Ben Affleck-Jennifer Lopez relationship. There was another movie that featured the couple, but after Gigli bombed as hard as it did, Jennifer Lopez's role was greatly reduced in the movie as it was rewritten. So, was that movie A, Jennifer Garner? Thank you to the Littlefield staff for letting me know. Jennifer Garner was the Bennifer. But anyway, Gigli wasn't the only movie that attempted to cash in on the Ben Affleck-Jennifer Lopez relationship. There was another movie that featured the couple, but after Gigli bombed as hard as it did, it was rewritten. Was that movie Jersey Girl, A, Monster-in-Law, B, Surviving Christmas, C, or Daredevil, D? I really loved Daredevil. I thought that was an underrated movie. However, you have to watch the director's edition. The normal edition, there's B plots that are left out, and it just doesn't. Anyway, needless to say, the director's edition of Daredevil is actually a pretty solid film overall. But I still do prefer the Netflix version versus the Ben Affleck version. Anyway, that was question number 7. I get off on a tangent here. Question number 8. That is not the right question. Not remotely. That is from a previous edition of trivia. So let's just a hand here. You're gonna have to listen to what I'm saying for this one. All right. Forget what's on the screen behind me. It's you and me. So listen up. Gigli was so bad. How bad was it? So bad that the director Martin Brest quit directing after the movie was released. The previous film that Brest directed featured a famously memed scene which one of the leads gets hit by not one, but 2 cars. Is that movie, forget this, this is not about Elizabeth Banks and Christopher Meloni. Was that movie A, 12 Monkeys, B, yes, his last name is Brest, B-R-E-S-T, B, Michael, C, Meet Joe Black, or D, All Dogs Go to Heaven? Again, let's ignore the question that's on the screen. I'm going to hide it with my official movie novelization of Pacific Rim, a fantastic movie, a terrible book. Gigli was so bad. How bad was it? It was so bad that the director Martin Brest quit directing after the movie was released. The film that Brest worked on before Gigli features a famously memed scene where one of the leads gets hit by not one, but 2 cars. Is the name of that movie A, 12 Monkeys, B, Michael, C, Meet Joe Black, or D, All Dogs Go to Heaven? Not the right question. This is what embarrassment looks like. Anyway, that was question 8. Let's get that out of here. Question number 9. Everyone in Gigli says fuck in the movie except one man. Oh, wait, I forgot. 2 weeks ago, someone said that their kids were staying up late so they could play trivia. I apologize if you're here with me, but I'm going to say this again. Everyone in Gigli says fuck in the movie except for one man whose first name is really Ronald and whose dancing can be seen in the music video for Fatboy Slim's Weapon of Choice. Is that man Al Pacino? Is that man Ben Affleck? Is that man Christopher Walken? Or is that man Hugh Jackman? So, once more, everyone in Gigli says fuck, except for one man. His first name is really Ronald, and his dancing can be seen in the music video for Fatboy Slim's Weapon of Choice. Is that A, Al Pacino, B, Ben Affleck, C, Christopher Walken, or D, Hugh Jackman? Who is the man whose first name is really Ronald? He's a pretty good dancer. It doesn't say the F word in Gigli. Do you know? Do you think you know? I can't emulate his dancing in that music video, but it's pretty great. You should watch it later. Anyway, that is the end of round 3, the 3-ly round. That's the end of round 3. I want to talk for just a moment about some of the stuff coming up at Littlefield. The Big Weird is hosted by Ryan Beck, Casey James Salengo, and Will Winner. That's coming up on Friday night, 7 p.m. Saturday at 5:30 p.m. That's June 13th. Drink and Draw, a special drink and draw class with your host Chad J. He'll be working with the audience, detailing the background and art form of lettering and sign painting. You'll go through structure, different lettering forms and styles, technique, and then jump into drawing some letters of your own. That is Friday and Saturday night at Littlefield. This Friday and Saturday night at Littlefield, littlefieldnyc.com. We're going to roll on to round number 4. Round number 4, the mystery movie round. So the rules for this round is that all 3 questions in mini round 4 are about the same movie. So questions, whatever it is, 10, 11, and 12 are all about the same movie. And that movie is... I missed the button. It would have been cooler if I pressed the button and it switched right away. This movie's title was originally Pacific Air Flight 121 before the lead, Samuel L. Jackson, insisted the movie's title be changed back to its working title. Is the movie A, Con Air, B, Snakes on a Plane, C, XXX State of the Union, or D, The Caveman's Valentine? Once again, this is question number 10. The movie's title was originally Pacific Air Flight 121 before Samuel L. Jackson demanded the movie's title be changed back to the original working title for the movie. Was that working title an eventual actual title? A, Con Air, B, Snakes on a Plane, C, XXX State of the Union, or D, The Caveman's Valentine? What was the Samuel L. Jackson movie that was supposed to be titled Pacific Air Flight 121? That is question number 10 for you. Question number 11. Bam. Here we go. In 2011, Samuel L. Jackson became known for this very specific distinction. A, he was the only man to star in both Marvel and Star Wars movies. B, he became the highest paid actor of all time. C, he became the biggest box office star in history. Or D, he was the most slimed person in the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. So once again, question number 11 of the mystery movie round. In 2011, Samuel L. Jackson, star of the mystery movie, became known for this specific distinction. Was it that distinction A, he was the first and only man to become a feature star in a Marvel and Star Wars movie? Was it B, he became the highest paid actor of all time? Was it C, he was the biggest box office star in history? Or D, he was the person slimed the most at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards? That would ruin his little hat, but worse has happened due to Nickelodeon slime, I will say. That was question number 11. Again, we are in the mystery round. I would say, if you're joining us a little late and you still want to play along, that's cool. At the end, after we've gotten to the end of our questions, I will give you an opportunity to let me know if you want me to re-ask a question that we've already had. So fear not, if you're just a little bit late, I'll go back for you. I'll go back for you this time. Who am I kidding? I'm going to go back for you every time. Anytime that you need it, you just let me know. We're going to move on to question number 12. Bam, question number 12. This is about movie novelizations, which is why I have my handy novelization of the film Pacific Rim. It's a thicker book than you would imagine. It's about 350 pages of excellent Pacific Rim kaiju robot battling. Anyway, question number 12. The movie this round is about received a novelization written by Krista Faust. Faust's novels include Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Spawn, Friday the 13th, The Jason Strain, Supernatural, Coyote's Kiss. That's the subtitle, I guess, for this Supernatural book. And a novelization of the third movie in this supernatural horror film franchise whose on-screen deaths resemble Rube Goldberg machines. What movie series was this novelization a part of? Was it A, Final Destination, B, Scream, C, The Blair Witch Project, or D, Paranormal Activity? All of those are weird choices for novelizations, I will say. Once again, question number 12. And these are, of course, it's not based on the book. The book's based on the movie. Anyway, The movie this round is about received a novelization, which was written by Krista Faust. Faust's novels include A Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Spawn, Friday the 13th, The Jason Strain, Supernatural, Coyotes Kissed, and a novelization of the third movie in this supernatural horror films franchise, whose on-screen deaths resemble Rube Goldberg machines. What movie series are we talking about? Is it A, Final Destination, B, Scream, C, The Blair Witch Project, or D, Paranormal Activity? An amazing question from Danielle in the chat is, was the novelization worse than the movie? I'm not sure if you're referring to Pacific Rim, which was a fantastic movie, or if you're talking about the book that I'm referring to in the question. And I would have to answer, if it's about the question book, then I would have to say that the novelization of this book has to be worse than the movie, because how could, if the movie is not good to start with, could you imagine spending hours reading a book about it? Pretty rough, I will say. That is question number 12. I'll say, even, tell you what, like, I'm not someone that hates books, but I severely disliked the Pacific Rim novelization. It's not great, I'll say. Plus, it includes, it's almost like pictures where you get these little like dossiers in the middle of it. It's not fantastic, I will say. Anyway, question number 12. A little bit of a tangent there. Question number 12 ends round number 4. I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff coming up on Littlefield NYC. Once again, on Saturday night, this is at 7 p.m., the Cultivator of Weird podcast with Chad J, a special live episode on the Cultivator of Weird. We like to talk about creatives from all walks, including art, music, comedy, and hospitality. When it comes to most creators, the finished product is usually the tip of the iceberg. And so the Cultivator of Weird podcast wants to find out what's underneath. They're out to cultivate some weird. And then on Sunday at 8 p.m., Here for the Drama presents Tequila-thon, a Real Housewives reading benefit. That is a dramatic live reading of one of the best trips ever taken by Bravo's Real Housewives of New York, featuring Ira Madison the third, I can't read my own typing there, as Bethany, the third as Ira Madison the third as Bethany, Philip Henry as Ramona, Natalie Walker as Sonia, Ryan Houlihan as Luann, Millie Tamarez, I should have said these names out loud, Tamarez as Dorinda, Paul McCallion as Tinsley, Michael Benjamin as Carol, and Sarah Gali as the narrator. That is going to be a heck of a fun time, that show. You can check that out at littlefieldnyc.com. As usual, I did not try reading all of the names out loud before I said them, so cheers to that. We were on round 5. Round 5, the potpourri round. I don't know why I'm so excited about the potpourri rounds, but there it is. This is the round that you can put in a little basket on top of your toilet. Let's get to question number 13. Question number 13. When it was made, Krull, which was, I believe, 1983, Krull was the most expensive film ever made. It was terrible and great, and it was an early film with Liam Neeson in it. Liam Neeson is no stranger to awful films, having starred in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, as which character? Was it A, Yaddle, B, Qui-Gon Jinn, that is spelled wrong, it's Q-U-I, Gon Jinn, C, Shmi Skywalker, or D, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Hannah would like me to know that Krull is amazing, and yes, I'm not debating that Krull is a fantastic movie. I'm just saying it's not good. It's great, but not good. Anyway, when it was made, Krull was the most expensive film ever made, and it was an early film starring Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is no stranger to awful films, having starred in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, as which character? Was it Yaddle, Qui-Gon Jinn, Shmi Skywalker, or Obi-Wan Kenobi? That is question number 13. Question number 14, and this one's about Howard the Duck, kind of. 1986 Howard the Duck is so bad, it's fantastic. In the movie, the object of Howard the Duck's affection is Leah Thompson. Howard the Duck and Michael J. Fox have that in common. You may know Leah Thompson for her starring role in what? Well, all right, I'm going to say it's not Michael J. Fox. It's a Back to the Future reference. You'll get it. Don't worry. You may know Leah Thompson for her starring role in what NBC sitcom that has been mentioned multiple times on Pop Culture Trivia, but never has been the right answer. So, what NBC sitcom starred Leah Thompson? Was it A, Mad About You, B, Dream On, C, Caroline in the City, or D, Frasier? I'm going to read that again because that was an awful reading of that question. 1986's Howard the Duck is so bad it's fantastic. In the movie, the object of Howard the Duck's affection is Leah Thompson. You may know Leah Thompson for her starring role in what NBC sitcom that has been mentioned multiple times before as potential but wrong answers in previous games of Pop Culture Trivia. Here I'm giving you people that come back regularly to Pop Culture Trivia. Just get a little nugget right here. Get a little nugget. Which one of these have I spoken about multiple times but was never the right answer? Was it A, Mad About You? Was it B, Dream On? Was it C, Caroline in the City? Or was it D, Frasier? No one in any of the chat rooms is sitting here defending Howard the Duck. It's unbelievable. Anyway, question now is question 14. Question 15, Troll 2 is the subject of the 2009 documentary Best Worst Movie. Mike in the chat defending Howard the Duck, calling it a perfect film. Excellent. Troll 2 is the subject of the 2009 documentary Best Worst Movie, which further cemented its cult status. Troll 2 is a sequel to No Movie, but it was trying to cash in on the success of 1986's movie Troll. Which of the following is not true about the original 1986 Troll? Also, Lee in the chat defending Troll as well. Here we go. Is it A, did it predict perfectly the 1989 earthquake during a World Series game? Was it Julia Louis-Dreyfus's film debut? Was it C, the lead in the movie's name is Harry Potter? Or was it D, Anne and June Lockhart, mother and daughter, play the same character? Which is not true about 1986's Troll, which is not made by the same people as that made Troll 2. We're going to read that one again. Question number 15. Troll 2 is the subject of the 2009 documentary Best Worst Movie, which further cemented its cult status. Troll 2 is a sequel to No Movie, but it was trying to cash in on the success of 1986's Troll. Which of the following is not true about 1986's Troll? Was it A, it accurately predicted the 1989 World Series earthquake? Was it B, it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus's film debut? Was it C, the lead in the movie's name is Harry Potter? Or was it D, Anne and June Lockhart, mother and daughter, play the same character? 1986's Troll, which is it? Some chill music in the background there. This is, of course, the last question. Danielle wants to know if I had to watch the movies to come up with the questions. If so, I took many for the team. I have not seen... Have I seen every movie I've talked about? I don't think I've seen the 1986 Troll, but I have seen all of the other films I talked about. I've seen 2002's Crossroads more often than I'd probably like to admit. In college, we had a drinking game that involved watching Crossroads multiple times over the course of a few years. So I've seen that movie quite a bit. I know quite a bit about it. but I haven't seen everything. Not everything. Quite a bit, but not everything. And not in the last week have I watched all of these. Anyway, now is the time to finalize your answers as I step on something under my feet in my office. So, the question is, does anyone in any of the chats need a question again? If you need a question again, just let me know. If you need that question, you just let me know. And we'll give you enough time while I'm waiting, because here's the thing, there's a slight delay with some of the chat rooms here. So what I'm going to do is, while we're waiting, to let anyone to let me know if they need to know any of the questions again, I'm gonna read a little bit for you guys. It's gonna be a literary evening. I'm gonna read from the novelization of the video game Mega Man 2. So the NES game Mega Man 2. It's open to chapter 9. Again, what we're doing is if you want me to ask a question again, now is the time to do so. And there's a little bit of a delay, so we give everyone an opportunity to, maybe before we go over the answers, before we get all before we lock in everything, this is your moment to question if you've got the right answers, if you want something else. So in the meantime, for a minute, Mega Man heard only static. Then, through the crackles and pops, he heard Dr. Light. "Congratulations, Mega Man," the doctor said. You really stood up against that guy." "Oh, he was just full of hot air," said Mega Man modestly. "Are you sure you want to go on with this mission?" asked Dr. Light. "What kind of question is that?" yelled Mega Man. "Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?" "Well," said Dr. Light, "it just seems like each super robot is more dangerous than the one before. And each of them has so many helpers. I'm worried about you." "Come on, Dr. Light," said Mega Man. "I can take care of myself." He paused. "Is there something you're not telling me?" Dr. Light cleared his throat. "Well, as a matter of fact," he said, "Dr. Wily made an announcement over the news beam this morning. He's not too happy about you destroying 4 of his super robots." "What did he say?" asked Mega Man. "I recorded it for you," said Dr. Light. That is where we'll end the reading of the novelization of Mega Man 2. A book so bad it's good. So this is the moment where I'm going to say that we're going to close all of the answers here. If you haven't given your answers, then I'm not going to be able to score them from here on out. And what I need to do in this moment while I'm scoring these answers is I'm streaming to you from here off my laptop, which is right there. I'm reaching out for you to reach to me. So I need to use my laptop for a moment. It requires me to be very close, don't worry. And I just need to do some of my magic here while you are there. Here we go. All right, it looks like we've got a bunch of answers in. If you have not submitted your answers yet, please let me know. Otherwise, I think we are at a point now where we can call it. If you have not submitted your answers, I am sorry, you are not eligible for... Oh, Adam just submitted. Hannah is coming. All right, well, you know what? While Hannah and Adam are submitting, well, we're just going to have to jump to a different chapter then. All right. Excellent, Mega Man. Excellent. Dr. Light's voice crackled over the radio. Destroying Woodman was as easy as falling off a log, crowed Mega Man. I wonder what Dr. Wily has to say now that I've exterminated all but one of his so-called super robots. He stayed off the news beam, said Dr. Light. I bet he's preparing for your arrival at his castle of evil. I bet he's pretty mad by now. Well, I hope he's expecting company soon, said Mega Man. All right. We got what I believe is the last person in the chat. You're just going to have to find that book on eBay and read it yourself sometime, because it's a real page turner, I'll say that much. All right. We've got a bunch more teams in here. Okay. We've got a bunch more teams. Whew. Some excellent team names. The competition is going to be fierce for the best team name tonight. All right, I'm calling it here now. Here's where I'm going to call it, where we've got Everyone needs to have their answers in. Let's go over the questions and answers before we get to the scores for tonight. Question number 1, Tommy Wiseau claims to be heavily influenced by this movie, starring James Dean, which included the movie influenced the famous line in The Room, "You are tearing me apart, Lisa." Was that East of Eden? Was that Rebel Without a Cause? Was it Streetcar Named Desire? Or was it On the Waterfront? The answer is Rebel Without a Cause, a far cry from The Room. Question number 2. Need a little prop for this one. Here we go. "Oh, hi, doggy" was an improvised line in the movie where Tommy Wiseau gives a dog a little pet. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. These sociable but companion dogs date back to the Song Dynasty in China. They remain popular today. One can be seen in the movie Men in Black. What breed does Tommy pet in the film? Was it Corgi, Chow Chow, Pug, or Golden Retriever? All right, you're terrified. I can see. That's fine. Back down. You go. The answer to this one was Pug. All right. Question number 3. The Room was never nominated for a Golden Globe Award, but The Disaster Artist was, and it lost to this Greta Gerwig solo directorial debut. God, I wish it was Glitter, but it was Lady Bird. Question number 4. Britney Spears' Crossroads was written by someone who went on to create a medical drama show with over 300 episodes. Who wrote Crossroads? The answer was Shonda Rhimes. It was about 2 years before the start of Grey's Anatomy, which is still on the air, a million seasons later and episodes later. Crossroads was Britney's film debut as a star, but she did play a flight attendant in the movie The Long Shot. Who played a mugger in that movie? The answer of these 4, Tom Cruise, George Clooney, Dwayne Johnson, or Chris Hemsworth. One of them went on 2 years in a row to be Hollywood's highest paid actor. Answer is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in the movie as a mugger. Early times for The Rock in the Finn films. Lucy's father was played by this man who's one of the co-founders of Crystal Head Vodka, quadruple distilled and 7 times filtered. Who played Lucy's father? As much as I wanted it to be one of the first 3, the answer was Dan Aykroyd. Played her father. He was a toll booth operator, if I recall. Question number 7. Gigli wasn't the only movie that attempted to cash in on the Ben Affleck-Jennifer Lopez relationship. What movie had to be rewritten after Gigli bombed as hard as it did? The answer is Kevin Smith's Jersey Girl. Fun fact, Kevin Smith blocked me on Twitter, and I have no idea why. Question number 8, which is not about Elizabeth Banks and Christopher Maloney. It is actually about Gigli being so bad that the director quit. What was the movie that the director directed right before Gigli, which featured a famous scene where the lead of the film gets hit by not 1 but 2 cars? It is not All Dogs Go to Heaven. That would be an awful thing to happen in that movie. The answer is Meet Joe Black. Question 9. Who doesn't say fuck in the movie Gigli? Is it Al Pacino, Ben Affleck, Christopher Walken, or Hugh Jackman? Well, first off, Hugh Jackman's not in the movie. So while it is true that he doesn't say the word fuck in the movie, he's also not the person seen dancing in the Fatboy Slim movie or music video, Weapon of Choice. That person is Christopher Walken. Question number 10. What movie was originally titled Pacific Air Flight 121? The answer to that is Snakes on a Plane, making this the Snakes on a Plane round. Question number 11. In 2011, Samuel L. Jackson became known for this. It is that he is the actor that is the biggest box office star in history. All of the Marvel movies, all of the Star Wars movies that he's been in, everything else combines for the highest box office draw of anyone. It is not that he was slimed the most in the Kids' Choice Awards. Question number 12. What movie franchise did Krista Faust write a novelization for? That movie was Final Destination. The franchise was. She actually wrote the novelization for Final Destination 3. Question number 13. Liam Neeson played who in The Phantom Menace? That was Qui-Gon Jinn. Spelled correctly this time. Question number 14, what NBC sitcom starred Leah Thompson, who was the object of Howard the Duck's affection in the movie Howard the Duck? That is finally Caroline in the City is the right answer at a pop culture trivia. Question number 15, which one of these is not true about 1986's Troll, which of course is not related to Troll 2, which tried to cash in on Troll as a potential sequel. Was it A, the 1989 earthquake during a World Series game? B, it was the Julia Louis-Dreyfus's film debut? C, the lead is Harry Potter? Or D, it's Anne and June Lockhart play the same character? Anne and June Lockhart do play the same character, both young and old. So it's the same character, but not at the same time. The lead is actually named Harry Potter. The lead in the movie's name is Harry Potter Jr., and there's a Harry Potter Sr. in the movie. It predates Harry Potter by 11 years. It was also Julia Louis-Dreyfus's film debut, which means it did not predict the 1989 World Series earthquake. So, with that in mind, let us talk about our winners, shall we? So we come here. Here we are. This. Let us see. Normally, I will check to see if we have any perfect games going on. Tonight, no team has a perfect score, but we've got one team that came real close. Let us go over the teams, shall we? All right, with 0 points, give it up for the Crowaning. With 13 points, these are not in any specific order. 13 points. Wow. We've got a 5-way tie for first place, which means everybody wins first place, which is cool for me. The Croning, 0 points. Good job. The baddest mofo lowdown around this town, 13 points. 12 points to the team who said, how many times will Rob say fuck? Which is now one more than previously. Steam Plant with 10 points. 12 points for the Clown Appreciation Society. I do not like your team name. We've got 12 points also for Not Another Bad Movie Trivia Player. Excellent name, excellent name. 14 points for Nilbog or Bust. 12 points for the novelization of. All right, we have a winner for best team name with 11 points. The Butthole Cut gets 11 points. With 12 points, Butts and Stuff with an N, Butts with a Z, Stuff, 12 points. Also with 12 points. All right, you have also won best team name tonight. 12 points, quote unquote, thicker than you'd imagine by Rob Blatt with 12 points. We've got with 13 points, horrendous tweets and where to decry them, 13 points. 11 points, Tottenham Chutzpah with 11 points. With another 11 points, we have Battlefield Flat Earth. So we wonder, wait, we got interesting. All right, we got more than one team with that name. With 7 points, Caitlin's Last Airbender. And with 11 points, the Poultrygeists. However, we have ourselves a multi-way tie for first place. So, the teams in first place, here we go. The names, as I highlight them in the spreadsheet I'm looking at right now. All right, so with 14 points and tied for first place and tonight's trivia champions, we have the following teams. Nilbog or Bust with multiple exclamation points, 14 points. You are a winner tonight. Prospect Park Proximal, Prospect Park Proximal, 14 points. You are one of tonight's winners. The Expert Marks, 14 points. You are one of tonight's winners. Battlefield Flat Earth, you are one of tonight's winners. Just Us for Glitter, you are one of tonight's winners with 14 points. And dragon sound, also with 14 points and a winner. No one pulling off a perfect game. The real question is, do a quick scan to see if any of these questions really. There's a lot of people not deciding on the right answer on the Samuel L. Jackson question. A few people not getting the Caroline in the City answer or the accurate prediction in the movie Troll. Well, that brings us to the end of this here game of trivia. I want to sincerely thank you all for playing along. We are here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., littlefieldnyc.com. My name is Rob Blatt. Tonight we are co-presented by skint.com and thebriefly.com. And then next week, trivia, 7 o'clock Wednesday night. Last week we delayed our episode of Pop Culture Trivia about the show Friends. And so Friends will be next week's theme. So next week we will be here for you. And that is what I have to say. So I want to, again, thank you for joining me tonight. It is my pleasure and my honor to join everyone here on Wednesday nights, online and virtually, and to allow me into your home. And then I want to thank you very much. Adam is asking the chat if he gets to see which two he got incorrect. I'll message you which two you got incorrect, Adam. Don't you worry. All right. Thank you once again, everyone. And I will see you next week right here for another edition of Pop Culture Trivia with Littlefield NYC.